Welcome back, Doom Skillets. Today's pickup day. Pickup day. I don't know why. I don't know why today is any different than any other day. But it's pickup day. Today we're going to show you the amount of fairly small. It's alright. Stack of stuff that I either got before vacation or on vacation, not including, sorry, looking at myself, not the thing, not including the items that I bought from A1 Ducky Doo Gaming. These will just be the items that I bought either before leaving for vacation or on the way to said vacation. So first up, kind of accidentally. Not so accidentally. Well, it was accidentally. We went out and went shopping on National Record Store Day. I don't know what that entails necessarily, but I know that the one store that I did go to that has a lot of books and music and games and stuff, they were celebrating Record Store Day. They had a ton of stuff, really discounted. Most of it crap, but some of it good, and they had some other good deals here and there, including a deal where you could get any used CD for $3.99, which was awesome because it included all of the used music, all the used CDs. So what I did find, because some of them, that's not such a great deal because it's already, it's like $4.99 already, so it's like only $1 off. So what I tried to do, because I was fairly limited, of course we were saving money to go on vacation, so I wanted to find something that an album that I really wanted, that I could find a used copy that was a good deal to kind of take advantage of this sale. And what I did find was Nine Inch Nails' Fragile. This is actually one of my very favorite of Nine Inch Nails albums, and it's actually a double album. And this one was going for about $10.99, something like that, for a used copy there, because it's a double album, and so I got that for $3.99. So that was both a very good deal and something that I really wanted. I'm a big Nine Inch Nails fan. Like I said, this is one of my favorites, and the price was absolutely delectable. And what I also found, this actually wasn't on sale. This just happens to be a fairly inexpensive piece of vinyl, and that is Tool's Opiate. This is their Tool's EP, their first EP with like 6 songs, 6 tracks. Yep, and it's just a fantastic EP. This was actually not the first Tool that I heard, because I had heard obviously the couple of the radio tracks prior to becoming a fan of the band. But I would say that this is the first thing that I listened to that actually mattered, besides the radio stuff that I just kind of heard in passing. One of my friends had this album, the CD, and we were on a school trip, and I said, "Hey, you got any Tool? I want to try to get into Tool." I was like, I think I was a sophomore at the time. Yeah, the sophomore. And he's like, "Yeah, man, here's some Tool." And this is the one he had. This is the only one he had with him. Opiates. And I listened to it, and I fell in love with it. It was a wonderful experience. So, Opiate will go down as one of my, I don't know, one of the turning points, I guess, for me musically. Because before that, I was listening to a bunch of garbage, and I think I even knew it at the time that it was garbage. But Opiate is far from garbage. It's a wonderful 6-track album, EP, actually. Okay, and then I think it was on the same day. If it wasn't on the same day, it was very close to it. I wouldn't say it was the same day. I did go to GameStop and just browsed through and just grabbed a couple things because I'm powerless most of the time. But this was really cheap. Dragon Quest Swords. It was on my list, and it was like $4, something like that, for Dragon Quest Swords for the Wii. It's a first-person hack and slash game using the Wii, whatever you're going to call it. So yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer. I like Dragon Quest, and I don't mind waggling my Wii from time to time, so I will try that out. And also, this one ended up being kind of a huge disappointment that turned around to not be such a huge disappointment because of something that happened later on. I bought this Castlevania Lords of Shadow Collection. Now, this contains Castlevania Lords of Shadow, all of the DLC for Lords of Shadow, which is one or two chapters, Reverie and Resurrection DLC, some form of DLC content for DLC content. That's kind of redundant, but some form of DLC for the original game, and then it also contained Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate HD, and then the demo for Lords of Shadow 2, which I don't give two shits about that because Lords of Shadow 2 is actually just really cheap now anyway, so I'll just buy that if I want to play it after beating this. But anyway, I mainly bought this game. I wanted to play Lords of Shadow, sure, but I mainly bought it because of Mirror of Fate HD, because I had, at that point, had never played Mirror of Fate other than the demo on the 3DS. I liked it, and this collection was cheaper than the 3DS game. So I said, sure, why not? I'll get this, and I'll get more bang for my buck. 2 games. This was like $13. I get to play Lords of Shadow when I want to, and I get to play Mirror of Fate right now, which is what I want to play. So I bought this and got home, and I thought, sure, hey, it's 2 discs. There's got to be Lords of Shadow on one and Mirror of Fate on the other, surely, right? Not so much. It turns out it's actually Mirror of Fate, and the demo and the DLC was all codes, all the, whatever you call it, DLC codes on the back of the manual. Thankfully, I had the manual at least to be able to see that, to see that the codes were there for me to put in. And then I actually haven't tried the DLC for Lords of Shadow yet. I just tried the Mirror of Fate one, and it was already used. But what a steal for someone, especially if they sniped that code out of the manual when it was on the shelf. I mean, you could just get that, redeem the code for Mirror of Fate, and then return it. Said, oh, I didn't really want this. Whatevs. But it ended up being a good thing anyway, because TGopolis hooked me up with the 3DS game. So it's just not an HD, but really I wanted to play it on the 3DS anyway. I just went that route because that was actually cheaper to buy it on the console and get Lords of Shadow. But hey, now I have this thanks to TGopolis, and I'm loving it so far. I'm actually a couple hours into that, so that's cool. I am. It worked out. What seemed to be a grim situation turned out to be pretty okay. That was several weeks ago. I've been sitting on that stuff for a while. But last week we did go on vacation. I didn't want to spend a ton of money on myself, other than just the standard vacation stuff, just because I knew that I was buying so much stuff from Ducky, and I brought it all home. It's sitting over there in boxes. But there was a couple of things. I had a big box of just crap, literally just crap, sports games, sports NES games, and other things to trade in at a local store down there called Game Over Video Games, which turned out to be very profitable for me. I mean, maybe I just had something in the box that was worth a little bit more money than I thought, but I ended up getting a little, like $50 credit, and I was like, wow. I was surprised. I was thinking $19. They're gonna give me $19, and I can go find something cool for $19. But no, I got like $50. So one of these items, I I might as well just show you now, because it doesn't matter if I show you music or games first. It doesn't matter. This is my video. So since I had $50, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go big and get something that I don't want to pay for full price, but is never really going to go down in price. So I went ahead and got Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U. I know this is not what you typically buy from a retro shop, and was a little bit of a bummer that this is a used copy, but the disc looks to be in perfect shape. Oh, hey, that stuff's not for this. That's stuff that I hid from myself. The disc looks to be in good shape. There's no manual, but I don't know if there was a manual to begin with. I have no idea. But now I have 3D World, and I didn't have to pay for it. I just swapped out a bunch of crap that I was never going to play ever in my life, and nobody else wanted. And now I have 3D World, which is a game that I am thoroughly going to enjoy. I'm looking forward to this so much. It's kind of ridiculous how excited I am to play that game. I need to get some of this other stuff out of the way, because that was kind of the highlight. I wish I wouldn't have told that story first, but whatever. So we went to a few stores here and there. We went to a lot of like CD exchange places. You know, they had some games in some of them. We went to like 6 GameStops. Seemed like went to like half price books and things like that. And we bought a couple things here and there. I did get a couple of my favorite albums of all time just on CD, because I didn't actually have physical versions of these. I'd either bought them off iTunes or procured them by other means in the past. We got Tool's Ottawa, which is obviously it's probably my favorite band of all time. Love Tool so much, and this is the first album with Justin Chancellor, who will go down in history as one of my favorite bass players of all time, if not my favorite. And his influence is really, really obvious when you put this in to listen to it. If you've never heard it before, listen to Undertow first, which is the album right after Opiate, so it's their first full-length album. And they have another great bass player by the name of Paul Diamore, who's also fantastic, but he left the band to pursue other things, and he was replaced by Justin Chancellor, and you could tell just musically there was a gigantic shift. And I know that the other band members had a lot to do with that too, but just with the different style of bass playing, it really set Tool on a new path. And just this one and its follow-up, Lateralis, are 2 of my favorite albums of all time, and yeah, just so good. Very thankful to have this physically. Finally, I'd like to get it on vinyl eventually, but I don't know how much that goes for. I have Undertow and Opiate on vinyl now, so that's nice. And the other one is a band called Me Without You, who is also probably in my top 5 favorite bands of all time. Very, very good, interesting kind of indie rock, indie punk kind of. They're really hard to describe without just listening to them. This album is called Brother Sister. This is their first album that I fell in love with. Excuse me. It's not their first album. It's actually their third. I think third. A to B Life, Catch for Us Foxes, and Brother Sister. Brother Sister is the first album that I listened to, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. I had actually seen them live maybe a year before this album came out, and I liked them when I saw them because they opened up for Coheed and Cambria, and I liked them a lot, but I didn't pursue it. I didn't buy any albums or anything like that. And then a friend of mine who's actually a huge fan of them had actually sent me a bunch of tracks, track by track, in the email, because it's before anybody knew anything about file sharing, in the ways that you can do it now. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking, but he wanted me to have the album, so he sent it to me track by track, and I actually he didn't even send all the tracks, just like a good handful of them. So then years later, I did get. Not years later, short time later, I got like a full rip of the album online. So I actually didn't pay for it, and I feel bad about that. But now I have a physical copy, and it is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful album. Really love it. Me Without You, Brother Sister. Okay, now on to the last three items. They're all three games, and seriously, I should have shown 3D World last because these are really lackluster, except one of them. I'll save that one for last. Like I said, we went to like 5 or 6 GameStops. It felt like I think we went to one of them maybe twice. I don't know. Went to a lot of GameStops, and this is a game that everybody seems to have in their 3DS collection, and I don't know. I've always thought it looked kind of fun, and it was only $2. And the first GameStop we went to had a cart-only copy, and I picked it up and I was going to buy it, and I put it down. I was like, nah, I'll find one with a case. And then every other GameStop we went to had it with the case, and I didn't buy it, didn't buy it, didn't buy it, didn't buy it. Finally, the last time we went to a GameStop, I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to buy it. It's $2. It's $2. So I got Steel Diver. Yeah, I know, right? That's hilarious. Steel Diver for on the floor, $2. It's a pretty fun game. I played it for like a half an hour already. Played a couple missions. It's got some very redeeming qualities, and it's like a launch title for the 3DS. It's not that special, but it's fun. And then also for $2, this is actually a game that was on my list to get. I'm glad I found it with the case. For the people that have played and reviewed this, most of them say it's pretty good, but with obvious flaws, and that is Clive Barker's Jericho. This is it's like a first-person shooter, but you can play as like different characters. I haven't put this in yet, I must admit. You can play as different characters, each with like a different set of abilities and or strengths and weaknesses. It's basically like kind of a first-person horror game. Not really a horror game, definitely an action game, but like it's Clive Barker, so there's definitely some horror type stuff involved and some scary type stuff. All right, last thing here. This was at a half price books. And I just, not a half price, excuse me. It was at a CD exchange, and I saw it, and I immediately picked it up and committed to buying it because I think this game goes for about 20 at GameStop or more online, 20 or more GameStop and online, and I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time to buy Super Mario Galaxy. I used to have 2, and I got that for like $10 a while back, and I ended up trading that away. I think I traded it to Steven. But for $10, Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii was pretty much a no-brainer. Went ahead and grabbed it, and I'm pretty happy about it. Haven't played it yet, but I hear amazing things about the Galaxy games, and so now I am like, even as if I wasn't already like stocked with Mario games that I haven't finished yet. Now I've got 2 of the 3D games that I haven't played yet. I haven't played any 3D. I've played a little bit of Super Mario 64, and that's it. I haven't played any other 3D Mario game. So there you have it. This video is actually longer than I thought it was going to be. It's probably because I talk too much, and I am sorry for that. I am very, very sorry. But you did come here on your own will. You did come here. You came to my house to listen to me yap. So there's the yapping. There you go. There it is. I've laid it out for you. Yeah, I've got a lot more to show you. So stay tuned to the channel. Thanks for watching. Big box of massive awesome from Ducky Doo Gaming that I bought from him, and I'll show you that in the next video. Thanks for watching. 2 Waves out.